This is the plaintiff, Wade Lestage. He says he rented his brand new, beautiful 2-bedroom home to the defendants, and they downright trashed the place, and he can't get them to pay for the damages. He's not about to let them get away with not paying him. That's why he's here suing them in this court for the $3,959.25 he's owed. These are the defendants, Ural and Julie Jones. They say they left the place nice and clean. The plaintiff didn't do a walkthrough with them before they left. Now he's making things up, being a money-hungry landlord. Bottom line, they don't owe the plaintiff. He owes them. They're accused of making a real mess of things. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $3,000 for their security deposit, which wasn't returned.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says he rented his beautiful 2-bedroom place to the defendant, and they wrecked the house. And it was gorgeous, he says. But the defendants say the money-hungry plaintiff is making things up because they left the place just as they found it. It's the case of you wrecked my crib.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. Lestage, you're suing your former tenants, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, for $3,959.25 that you say they still owe you, even after taking their $3,000 deposit, because according to you, they did that much damage, almost $8,000 in damage. Talk to me. What happened here?
They, like I said, they moved into the place in 2016. It was brand new. I closed on it 2 weeks before they moved in, so they were the first and only tenants that ever lived in it. Unit came with all the appliances. It was an upgraded unit, and everything was actually fine the entire time that they were there. There was non-issue. And then they gave notice. Everything was above board there. And then when they left, they just left the place in complete disrepair to the point that the carpets were completely destroyed, to the point that they had to be replaced on a 4-year-old unit, which I've never had to do ever in the rental units that I've had. The stove was left. I don't know if it was ever wiped down, but basically I had a cleaning crew that used an entire can of Easy Off oven cleaner. They spent about an hour on it, and they just said they couldn't get it clean. And it's still a new unit.
These are the pictures of how you folks got it.
Yeah, and there's the stove that ended up having to be replaced because it was just burnt and charred. I've also submitted the after pictures of what that stove looked like before I threw it out. So it was brand new. I mean, there wasn't a scratch anywhere. There was so
let's go over the pictures that you have. This, okay. I presume you're saying will go to the issue of the cleaning, because not particularly clean. What are you trying to show me in this picture?
It's not anything I'm claiming for, but it was obviously they had overloaded the closet to the point that it looks like it fell down, but they did a very an inadequate repair on it. It's not at all. It was a brand new closet, and that was what they left me with. In my opinion, not even close to acceptable for considering.
What is this? New. This is the AC filter?
This is the filter, and the part of this that really, I guess, bothers me is I'm a very proactive landlord, and I was giving Ural new filters every 6 months. The first year that they were in the unit, I personally went in and changed them. And then after that, he made it very clear that he would just prefer to change them himself. So I made a point of buying them and making sure he got them. And he led me to believe that they had been changed every year or every 6 months since that initial time that I changed them.
Why does, Mr. Jones, why does this, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, why does this filter look like that? I mean, that ends up like messing up the AC system.
We changed him, and that's just a little dirty. That's not a whole lot.
A little dirty?
That's not our filters, though.
Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, that's not even our filter.
Oh, it's not your filter.
No, that's not the filter that we use.
So he took pictures of someone else's filter to pin it on you.
Yeah, That's not even true right there. That's not the filter that we use. No. That's not what we use right there. Yes,
is that how you left the
I've
place?
been changing the filters that he
Is
gave
that
me.
how you left it? Did you leave
No,
that
that right
vent
there?
looking
Yes.
like that with the?
That vent right
Yes?
there?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a bathroom
That's the
vent.
bathroom vent. Yes.
All right.
That's the bathroom vent, but not the filter on the air conditioner. That's not true
Okay,
right
can
there.
we talk about this? What is this a picture of, Mr. Lestage?
This is underneath the microwave, right directly above the stove, and the layers of grease. The filter obviously are replaced, but the layers of grease were just a clear indication. I don't think it had ever been so much as wiped down the entire 4 years. That was one of the things when that's the stove. That was after an hour and an entire can of Easy Off oven cleaner. That was what it looked like. So it was damaged beyond cleaning. That's
Okay,
the
well, this is
charring
the side of it. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Right,
I mean, that
right,
means
and that's
people are
not a-
spilling things and not being careful. This is the thing that concerns me the most. What exactly happened here? Was there a fire?
No, it wasn't a fire. The Maytag tag was at that spot, and he was hanging off, twisting off. And I pulled it off, and I tried to clean it, and I used an SOS pad. And I made a mistake with that right there.
Yeah, I'll say, because
the
now
SOS
it's,
pad.
the next
But the
tenant
oven-
doesn't want that. Okay.
Right.
But the oven, what?
Exactly.
What were you going to say?
That part could be replaced right there. And then that right there on the side.
How to replace it?
We clean
Well, let me
our
ask
oven.
you, if you feel, wait. Because
No.
when a litigant says, oh, that's easily replaced, did you replace it?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay. You talked about the carpets. Let's take a look at the carpets here. Okay. What happened to the carpets here, Mr. and Mrs.
Let me
Jones?
see. Well, that's the stairs right there. And the stairs get dirty because we go up and down the stairs. But it mostly got dirty, really dirty when we was moving, with other people in the house moving.
Right, but they gave you brand new carpets, and this is what you returned. Is it any wonder that he's going to want to replace the carpets? Are you going to tell me how it could be cleaned, but you didn't bother to clean it?
No, the carpets were cleaned. Those are before pictures.
I'm sorry, so you cleaned the carpets?
My daughter tried to let my daughter clean the carpets, and she didn't use enough soap in the new machine that we had to clean it, and it just spread it around. We have pictures, our evidence, showing that how it looked before we tried to clean it.
Right, but this is how it looked after you tried to clean it, and that's kind of more important, right? Because that's what he's complaining about.
We didn't clean the stairs. We didn't try to clean the stairs.
Okay, but I'm just saying, do you understand? You understand why he's saying, are you kidding me? These were brand new carpets. Carpets should last. Listen, there's wear and tear, and you were there for 4 years, and I understand that. And then there's beyond wear and tear. Do you expect to replace a carpet wall to wall throughout a whole house every 4 years? No, right? Neither does he.
No.
Yeah.
And that's only the upstairs on the third floor and the two bedrooms and the two bedrooms and
the steps. Yeah. And where is this bleach stain?
Yes, we didn't do the steps.
Is this bleach? What happened there?
That was a bleach.
He thinks it's a bleach stain. I'm asking you guys though, was it a bleach stain?
No, it's not a bleach stain. No.
What is it? Nobody knows?
I don't know what it is.
Paint?
True.
Is it paint?
Yes, it's in my. No, it's not my. No, it couldn't be paint. It was in my son's room, right in front of the TV.
Well, whatever it is, it's not bad enough for him to replace all the carpets. And those stairs were cleanable. We had those stairs cleaned like once a year when we were there.
Yes.
Right. Once again, if your legal responsibility is to turn it over in the same condition that it was turned to you, please do not tell me, oh, that's cleanable. Did you clean it? No, right? No. It looks like that. So then maybe I'm not going to take your word for it that it's cleanable. Maybe I'm looking at it and saying that stuff doesn't come out, just like the plaintiff says, how he had two different people come in and see if they could clean it. Is this continuous carpet?
Yeah, so the third floor is all completely carpeted except for the bathrooms. The stairs up to the third floor is the same carpet, and then the stairs from the first to the second floor is the same carpet.
Is there carpeting in the living room as well?
No, there's only carpeting. The living room, dining room, kitchen were laminate.
Oh, okay. All right. So then tell me about the walls that you felt that they should have to pay for painting.
Well, there was severe.
Okay, what is this a
damage and
picture
mix.
of?
So that's just, you can see excessive, dirt and stuff on the walls. But the biggest thing, if you continue some pictures of his attempted patch repair, he had 6 big screens throughout the house. Every one of them, the big screens, there was a wall bracket. And his attempt to patch the wall bracket was beyond crude. It was basically just gobs of wall patch. He didn't attempt to sand it. That was his attempt at a patch. He would just leave gobs. So he did make an attempt to patch it, but that was his version of it. There's some additional of the actual TV brackets where you can see the 4 big screws, and it's just.
What is this? A door jam?
It's a door jam, yeah.
Door jam.
And this was this was the attempt to clean to patch after one of his TV brackets. This is what I walked into.
Well, you have to paint. You have to sand it before you paint.
Yeah,
No,
so
you're not understanding. You have to sand it before you paint. That's where we're having a miscommunication about what your legal obligations are. You have to sand it before you paint. You have to clean the carpet. You have to easily order the part to replace on the stove. When you leave it looking like that, then you leave it to him to do all this, and he's going to charge you. It's not, you could just, that's easy. You just put, you just go like that and it'll all come at a buff right out. No, you're the one who has to do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to buy your line that there's no problem. We all know what needs to happen. That needs to be sanded, perhaps done a second time, sanded a second time. Then it has to be painted. We know what has to happen. He now had to pay somebody to do it because you guys didn't. I mean, look, guys, there's wear and tear, and then there's beyond wear and tear.
So
I'm sorry, what did you say?
We have to paint after 4 years?
You have to turn it in the way it was given to you. You have to turn it in the way it was given to you. So if you scratch the hell out of it and you dent it and you put holes in it and you and there's bleach or something, some chemical staining the carpets, yeah, you have to replace it. And now if I put a hole all over my apartment and I have to turn in my apartment, I then spackle those holes. I ask for touch-up paint. I wait and sand it, and then I paint it. And then that's pretty good. That'll be good. But you didn't do any of that stuff. You just got the thing on and then left. I guess it was very rushed, I guess, at the end. I don't know. What are these? These are blinds?
There's water damage from the window being left open, so it's just neglect.
Really?
Busted blinds.
Did you?
Where is that at?
Let's talk about what you're suing for. Say that again, ma'am. I didn't hear.
Oh, no, I was just saying there wasn't a busted blind in the place.
Did you have the entire inside painted?
Yep. There was 6 big screen TVs with those wall brackets. Every one of the wall brackets, that was his attempt at a patch job. There was one in the kitchen, one in the living room, one in the master bedroom, one in the den area, and the den on the main floor off the garage and in the garage as well. So the entire place had to be painted with the exception of the garage. 1,647 square feet.
The walls wasn't dirty. The walls wasn't damaged. It's only for part where the TVs was. Not the whole house, not the whole place. As you see, it's just right there.
What say you to what Mr. Jones just said, that you could have just paid somebody to, fix the patch jobs as opposed to paint the entire house soup to nuts?
It was way beyond that. And there was actually, for the record, there was touch-up paint provided in the house. So if he would have attempted to sand and touch up, and if that was acceptable,
I agree with
then I don't know why.
There's no question he's going to pay for it. The question is, what's the it? That's the question. So, yeah, you're right. They're supposed to do that. They're supposed to turn it over the same way they got it. But my question to you is, sometimes the landlord decides that they're going to paint and make it all fresh because you'll make more money. It'll be more rentable that way or whatever. But what the only thing he has to pay for, they have to pay for, is their own damage. So I hear you when you say there's 6 screens, so every room needed attention. Right. But you had the entire place soup to nuts painted. No, you may not, because I'm in the middle of a sentence. You had the entire place painted soup to nuts. Instead of doing what I had said to him, why didn't you patch them properly and touch them up? And what you just pointed out, he had touch-up paint. So why didn't your guy just do the touch-ups and stuff, which would have been significantly less than the $3,000?
Well, because there's long continuous walls. It's a big open floor plan. So if you do a patch on a wall, you essentially have to paint that entire wall. Otherwise, you're going to see exactly where that patch was. The painters aren't going to go in and basically stand behind their work doing a patch on a TV thing in the middle of a huge wall. They're going to paint the entire wall. And then between the dirt...
Well, if we would have patched it, same thing.
Would have.
Well, no, you know what would have been really good? If you guys had painted all the walls. You could have done it yourselves. You could have kept the cost low. Everything would have been pristine. If you had repaired the holes you put into someone else's property for 6 big screen TVs, if you guys had done it, it would have been so much cheaper.
Yes. May I say something now?
Yes.
As our evidence, you can see all the walls is clean. It was just the part where we had the TVs at the little patch holes. So I didn't think the whole wall needed to be painted.
I don't know. That's just hard too, though, because you're assuming that the next person is going to put their TV right where you wanted it. What if that's a wall the next person doesn't want to hang something on and cover? You know, like in his mind, he needs everything pristine for the next person. So it's kind of, it's...
I mean,
Nobody talk. No more talking. I'm going to find that there is $6,146 in damages. Now, you have a counterclaim against him for the $3,000 of security deposit. You're not getting that back. It's zero on your counterclaim, but I am deducting that $3,000 security deposit. I'm also deducting, because I'm looking at the lease, you guys may have forgotten this, that there's another $500 in a pet deposit. So from the damages, I am going to subtract $3,500 for a sum total judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $2,646.
Mr. and Ms. Jones, this is not good news for you. What are you thinking?
No, it's not.
Well, we thought after 4 years, he should have taken care of all of that if he wanted to rent the place again. He had to paint, he had to clean the carpets. I didn't think they needed replacing.
Well, you've got to learn something about renting. You got to leave it, as the judge said, the way it was when you moved in, and you apparently didn't take any effort to do that at all. That's why it's costing you so much money. Whoopee. Sorry about that. You'll learn a hard lesson. Mr. Lestage, obviously that was brand new. They were your first renters to move in there. What about it now? You're going to rent it out again, fix it up and rent it out? Or are you a little leery about doing that?
To be honest, I am a little skeptical at the moment. I'm contemplating putting up a for sale sign. I don't know that I can afford to incur $6,000 or $7,000 in between rentals each time. So that'll be something I decide. I was glad to see that justice was served today. But that's something I'm pondering as we speak.
Yeah, boy, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Anyway, congratulations. Good for you. All right, here's an interesting case. Let's see how the judges feel about it.
Have you ever seen a carpet that looked as bad as the one?
It was pretty bad.
I mean, it looked like a carpet.
I have, because I do small. You didn't do small claims, but I do small claims all the time, so I have. But that was pretty bad.
Yeah, it looked like a crime scene.
I'm not sure I've ever seen an AC filter that looked that bad. That was pretty bad.
How about the stovetop? Looked like a science project.
Yeah.
There was something growing on top of that. He said he dispensed.
There's a lot of damages. You just can't. I mean, come on. You know how pristine it was when you got it.
It was immaculate. Maybe they should have left the TV on the wall for the next day. It would have been cheaper.
It would have been cheaper.
It would have been cheaper than repainting. But a lot of work needed to be done in that place.
Yeah.
So it was
he's out actually a lot more than he ended up getting.
Yeah, he got dinged a little bit on this one. And look, when my daughters are renting apartments now, I know at the end of the lease, I'm going to be up there spackling. Yeah, a week
beforehand.
Patching,
you spackle, you wait for it to dry.
I allow a couple of
then
days.
You sand it,
I know,
we have a little thing of touch-up paint.
Right, I got all the touch-up paint. I'll do all the work that's got to be done. But that's part of renting an apartment, is leaving it as clean as it was when you got it.
Yeah.
Marcy wants to know this. Hey, Harvey, my neighbor's dog is outside all the time, and he barks and barks and barks. I've called the cops, my neighbor does nothing, and I'm going crazy. What's the next step? Well, I would call animal control, because oftentimes they can come out there, and if the dog is really out of control in the neighborhood, sometimes a visit from them will do the trick. We'll see you next time.